Hello students, this is your geography lesson. Today we are going to study unit number 7 with the name of agricultural development. So we start our lesson. Students, agriculture is the oldest occupation of the people of Pakistan. Today about 75% of people are still engaged directly or indirectly with this profession. 24.7% of our gross domestic products belongs to this sector. About 38% of our total area is cultivable, out of which only 24% of land is brought under cultivation every year, while the rest remains idle, and about 10% of our cultivable land cannot be brought under the plough due to non-availability of irrigation facilities. Most of the plain areas had been developed by the alluvial soil brought by the Indus River and its tributaries. The Indus Basin is considered among the most fertile plains of the world. The vast plains areas of our country are most suitable for agricultural purposes. The climatic conditions in our country are generally favorable for agricultural activities. Only in some mountainous areas, due to severe winter and snowfall, agricultural activities remain suspended for a few winter months. But in plain areas, cultivation of various crops continues throughout the year. There are three main types of farming practiced in Pakistan: small scale subsistence farming, cash crop farming, livestock farming. Small scale subsistence farming. Small scale subsistence farms produce food and raw materials mainly for the people who work on them. Any surplus for sale is a bonus, not an expectation. Many of the farms in all the provinces are small scale subsistence holdings. The size of 34% of all the farms is much smaller than the normal subsistence holding, which is taken to be 5 hectares. This indicates that most farmers have difficulty earning a living from small holdings and they have to supplement their income from other sources. For example, they may work as a carpenter or blacksmith or cobbler, etc. A small scale subsistence farm depends on nature. Some of the human inputs are obtained during the process of farming, for example, natural manure, seeds, etc. Other economic inputs like animals, wood and flow are transferred from one generation to the other along with the land. The processes in subsistence farming are completed with the manual labor of family members. Men folk work on the farm, women may collect water from the well for irrigation and bring meals for the husbands. At the time of harvesting, the whole family works in the field. Sometimes unskilled laborers are also employed on low wages. Women and children also take care of the animals on the farm, preparing feed for the animals by mixing chopped fodder, pulses and wheat, milking buffaloes, cows and goats, and by collecting eggs. Output from the farm varies from year to year. If the rainfall is timely and pests and diseases do not attack the crop, a good yield could be expected. Surplus produce is normally sold to small shops in the village. The profit earned is either used to pay the loans which the farmer may have taken in bad times or for buying the necessities of life. Some profit is also invested back into the farm for maintaining implements and buying the seeds and fertilizers. Cash crop farming. Cash crop farming means the growing of agricultural crops for sale. A crop that is grown primarily for sale is called a cash crop. In Pakistan, cash crop farming is gaining popularity in many areas. Farmers or landlords prefer growing those crops which can bring high yields and maximum profits. Large farms in Sindh and Punjab are being planted with cotton, rice, wheat, or sugarcane. Cash crop farming aims to maximize profit. A cash crop farmer wants to increase agricultural output. This factor motivates him to use those farming techniques which will generate the highest profit. For example, production can be increased many times by using chemical fertilizers, high yielding seeds, proper distribution of canal water, and skilled labor with better knowledge of farming. A commercial farmer can afford to buy agricultural machinery, for example, tractor, thresher, combine harvester to speed up the processes on the farm. The crop is also protected from pests and insects by applying pesticides and insecticides. When the crop is harvested, extra labor is employed. For example, cotton picking is done by women who are available at cheap rates and do this job patiently. For large scale commercial farming, big warehouses are needed to store the produce before it is taken to the market. In Pakistan, because of the distribution system, the crop has to pass through several hands, the wholesaler, commission agents, and retailers before it reaches the consumer. Each one takes a share of the profit. This increases the price and limits the profit to the growers, which then badly affects the quantity or quality of farm inputs. Unlike subsistence farming, where mainly food crops are grown, a variety of crops are also grown on commercial farms. For example, cotton, rice, tobacco, sugarcane, and oilseeds. A commercial farmer selects the crop on the basis of demand, price, and favorable government policies. For example, the government may fix the support price of wheat or cotton. Growers of these crops are given certain incentives by the government as wheat is the staple diet and cotton is an export crop, being our major foreign exchange earner. Agricultural crops of Pakistan. Agricultural activities in plain areas of Pakistan are performed in two seasons. Those crops which are cultivated before the beginning of winter season and harvested in early summer are known as Rabi crops. They include, for example, wheat, barley, grams, oilseeds, pulses, etc. But those crops which are grown in the beginning of summer and their picking or harvesting takes place in early winter are called Kharif crops. These may include rice, sugarcane, millets, maize, etc. The following are the main crops cultivated in Pakistan. Wheat. Wheat is the most popular food crop of Pakistan. It is being cultivated in our country from ancient times. We use wheat and its products in a number of ways. In urban areas, its use is common and preferred. It is cultivated in all the four provinces of our country, and about 30% of our cultivated area remains under wheat crop. Favorable conditions for its growth. Temperature. In our country, wheat is cultivated before the beginning of winter in the month of October and November. In these months, the temperature in the plain areas remains between 50 centigrade and 50 and 60 Fahrenheit, which is most suitable for wheat growth. While it is harvested at the end of April or in the beginning of May, when the temperature goes higher enough between 80 Fahrenheit and 100 Fahrenheit or more, which helps in the ripening of the crop. Rainfall. The average annual rainfall in our country is less than 20 inches, which is insufficient for agricultural activities. So, in most of the area of our country, artificial methods of irrigation are used for wheat cultivation. But in some areas of NWFP, Balochistan and Potwa Plateau where irrigation facilities are not available, wheat cultivation depends on rainfall. If there is sufficient rainfall during winter, the crop thrives well. Otherwise, the people have to depend for food on other areas. Wheat producing areas. Although wheat is grown in all the provinces of our country, the canal irrigated areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces rank at the top. The plain areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces have alluvial soil brought by river Indus and its tributaries. These rivers further increase the fertility of the soil by adding a number of organic and inorganic matters brought by them from various areas of our country. The plain areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces have insufficient rainfall, so this deficiency has been made up by providing canals and other irrigation facilities. Thus, the province of Punjab ranks at the top in the production of wheat, and about 70% of the total wheat of our country is supplied by this province. The main wheat growing divisions are Sargodha, Faisalabad, Multan, DG Khan, Bahawalpur, and Lahore. In the Sindh province, Hyderabad and Sakkar divisions are important wheat growing areas. In the canal irrigated areas of NWFP, Mardan, Peshawar, and Bannu are famous for wheat cultivation. Besides these, some wheat is also grown in the plateau areas of Balochistan, Potwar, and the valleys of the hilly regions and Azad Kashmir. In hilly regions and in plateau areas, wheat cultivation wholly wholly depends on rainfall. Rice. Rice holds an important position among the food crops of Pakistan. This crop provides not only the food requirements of our country, but we also earn a lot of foreign exchange from its export to other countries. Rice was at the top of the exporting items of our country in previous years. Favorable conditions for its growth. Temperature. Although rice is a crop of hot and moist climate, yet it can be cultivated in semi-arid areas also where arrangements for sufficient water supply are available. In our country, rice is cultivated in early summer. Its cultivation requires a higher temperature of more than 80 Fahrenheit. Its cultivation is not possible in areas of severe cold or where the temperature goes below freezing point. In our country, only one crop of rice is harvested in a year. Rainfall. Rice is known as the plant of water. It requires sufficient amount of water for its growth. The areas having a rainfall of more than 40 inches are most suitable for its cultivation. But the rice growing areas of our country have an average annual rainfall of less than 20, which is not sufficient for rice cultivation. So the deficiency of rainfall has been met by the artificial arrangements of irrigation water through canals and tube wells, etc. Soil. Alluvial soil is very suitable for rice cultivation. But if some amount of clay is mixed with alluvial soil, it becomes more productive. The clayey soil, being less porous, retains the water for many days, which is essential for the growth of rice. Its cultivation. Before the cultivation of rice on a large scale, it is grown in small beds of nurseries. When the plants become about 4 to 6 inches high, then these are transplanted in a big fields. Rice is mostly cultivated in rows, and the distance from row to row is kept about 6 inches, and from plant to plant remains about 3 inches. While in some area, broadcast method is used for the cultivation of rice. Rice growing areas. Although rice is cultivated in various areas of our country, the canal irrigated areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces are more suitable for its growth. In Punjab, the divisions of Lahore and Gujranwala rank at the top. Besides, some rice is also cultivated in Sargodha, Faisalabad, Multan, and Bahawalpur divisions. The best qualities of rice, such as Basmati, Parmal, Sukadsi, Irisex, 6, etc., are grown mostly in Lahore and Gujranwala divisions. Rice is also grown in the province of Sindh, and districts of Sakha division are more famous than other areas. Larkana district ranks at the top for the production of rice in the whole of Sindh province. Besides, some rice is also cultivated in Hyderabad division. The main qualities of rice which are common in the province of Sindh are Kangni, Bigmi, Eri, 8, etc. Rice cultivation in NWFP Balochistan and Azad Kashmir areas is not more than 1% to 2% of their total areas. Cotton. Cotton is considered as an important cash crop of our country. It is not only used for the manufacturing of our clothing. Besides the preparation of a number of its products, we also earn a large amount of foreign exchange from its export to other countries. It is a natural fiber, its color being mostly white. It is also known as silver fiber. Favorable conditions for its growth. Temperature. Although cotton is a plant of temperate regions, but it can be grown in subtropical regions also. At the time of cultivation, it requires high temperature, for example, between 80 Fahrenheit to 100 Fahrenheit, but at the time of picking, 50 Fahrenheit to 60 Fahrenheit temperature remains sufficient. Frost or severe cold is dangerous for its growth. It requires about 200 frost-free days. The plain areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces are most suitable for its cultivation. Rainfall or water. Naturally, 30 to 40 inches annual rainfall is sufficient for its growth, but in our country, the average annual rainfall is less than 20 inches, which is insufficient. So, without artificial irrigation facilities, its cultivation is not possible. Thus, in various areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces, canal irrigation facilities have been provided, and in some areas, irrigation work is performed by the tube wells, etc. Too much water is harmful for this crop. It requires rain or water after intervals of 1 or 2 weeks. Soil. The alluvial soil is more suitable for its growth. The soils having a mixture of clay and sand give better results. In our country, it is mostly cultivated in dry areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces. The use of natural or artificial manure is essential to maintain the fertility of the soil. Its cultivation. In our country, cotton is cultivated in the summer season as there is little difference between the season in various provinces. For example, in the province of Sindh, cotton cultivation begins in April and its picking starts from August. But in Punjab, it is grown mostly in May or June and its picking begins in September or October. Cotton is mostly grown in rows and minimum distance between row to row is kept about 1 to 1.5 feet. Similarly, the minimum distance between plant to plant remains about 6 inches. In some areas, broadcast method is used for its cultivation. Cotton growing areas. In our country, cotton is grown in canal irrigated areas of Punjab and Sindh provinces. In the province of Punjab, Multan division ranks at the top so far as the production of cotton is concerned. Besides this, Bahawalpur, Dera Ghazi Khan, Faisalabad, Sargodha, Lahore, Gujranwala and Rawalpindi divisions have the serial number according to production. In these areas, American medium staple cotton is grown and a small quantity of desi qualities of cotton is allowed to grow for domestic use. The province of Punjab produces a surplus quantity of cotton and after meeting the local requirements, the rest of it is exported. The province of Sindh also produces enough cotton. The canal irrigated areas of Sindh, especially Hyderabad division, is at the top. Besides this, some cotton is also grown in the districts of Sakhar division. In Sindh, both the American medium staple and desi qualities of cotton are grown. The province of Sindh produces surplus amount of cotton which is more than her requirements. Sugarcane. Sugarcane is an important cash crop of our country. It is used for sweetening purposes. Although sugarcane is a plant of tropical region, it can also be cultivated in subtropical areas. Sugarcane is being cultivated from ancient times in our country. It is the largest and cheapest source of obtaining cane sugar. Favorable conditions for its growth. Temperature. It is a crop of wet tropical lands. Hot conditions prevail in our country, but there is scarcity of humidity. It requires a moderate type of temperature at the time of sowing, but between 60 Fahrenheit to 70 Fahrenheit. If the temperature goes a bit higher, it can tolerate, but severe cold or frost or snowfall are dangerous for it. Thus, its cultivation is not possible in those areas where the temperature goes below freezing point. Rainfall or water. Sugarcane requires enough amount of water or humidity. It grows well in areas of having rainfall more than 40 inches annually. In our country, 40 inches of rainfall is found only in northeastern mountainous region which is not suitable for its cultivation. The areas of our country where sugarcane is grown have an annual rainfall of less than 20 inches, which is insufficient for its growth. So, the deficiency has been met by artificial means of irrigation such as canal or tube well, etc. Its cultivation. In our country, sugarcane is cultivated in the spring season in the month of February or March. It is harvested in November or December. Sugarcane is included in both the Rabi and Kharif crops. Sugarcane is a perennial crop. The first crop is called plant cane, and the succeeding crops are called ratoon crops. Generally, good yields from ratoon crops are obtained only in 1 or 2 years. Its uses: mostly sugarcane is used for making cane sugar from its sucrose content. But in some areas, good raw sugar and so many other things are made from it. The remaining sugarcane bagasse is used as fuel, and it is also used in the paper making industry. Sugarcane growing areas. Although areas of our country are not suited for the growth of sugarcane, it is mostly cultivated in canal irrigated areas of Punjab, NWFP, and Sindh provinces. In Punjab, Faisalabad, Sargodha, Multan, Bahawalpur, Lahore, and Gujranwala divisions are famous for sugarcane's products or production. In Sindh, Hyderabad division ranks first and Sakar division second in the production of sugarcane. In NWFP, Mardan and Peshawar districts are at the top, and some amount of sugarcane is also produced in the districts of Bannu and Dera Ismail Khan. Other crops of Pakistan. Maize. Maize is grown mainly for animal food, and when the grains are crushed, they produce corn oil. It is also ground into flour and eaten as bread by the local people. Corn flour is also used in processed foods, and the kernel is made into popcorn. Maize does not need very rich soil, but it does need plenty of water and fairly warm temperatures. It is grown mainly in northern Pakistan. Bajra and jowar. These are tough grains that grow in poor soil and require little water. They too are grown mainly for animal feed, but the local people eat them as well, especially in winter. They are grown mainly in the Punjab and Sindh. Oil seeds. Butter is expensive and it is difficult to transport and store in hot countries, so most cooking is done using oil processed from seeds. Cooking oil comes from pressed cotton, rape, mustard, sesame, sunflower, and corn seeds. These are grown all over Pakistan, but still more than half the oil used has to be imported. More people have switched to using oil instead of animal fat and butter as it is better for their health. Soybean oil, which is imported, is a popular choice. Fruits. Other agricultural crops are fruits such as apples, apricots, pears, peaches, plums, mangoes, grapes, dates, guavas, and bananas, and citrus fruits such as oranges and grapefruit. Pakistan produces a large variety of high quality mangoes and oranges. Livestock. Animals and poultry are an important part of agriculture in Pakistan. Buffaloes and oxen are generally used in the countryside for pulling carts and plows. They provide the power for Persian wheel irrigation. They thresh the grain by treading on it. They are a source of meat and milk. Their skins are made into leather for shoes, sports equipment, and farming tools. Buffaloes prefer warmth, so they are usually found in valleys. Cows are hardier and are found almost everywhere. Camels are widely used in Sindh and the adjoining areas of Balochistan for transport. Sheep and goats are found almost everywhere, providing wool, skin, milk, goats, and meat. Almost every home in the countryside has poultry, which cost little to feed and provides eggs and meat. Thanks for listening. For new videos, don't forget to subscribe my channel. And if you like my videos, please share and like.